Okay, hello guys. Today our lesson is about the scattering diagrams and correlation. Okay, so let's move into the first part about it. Okay, so what is a scattering diagram? So being I said, scatter diagram means that we're using to display the bivariate data, or we can say the data involving two variables to see if there's a relation between them. Okay, so here we can find there is a math scores graph, it means x-axis, and also a sine score y-axis right here. Okay. So we can say here, maybe for a student, if he has a math score very high, that means maybe her science score also very high, right? Okay, because sometimes the science subject we have to using the calculation, we have to using mathematics knowledge, right? Okay, so that is a scattering graph. So there are three kinds of correlation. First is called positive. So you can find here the data are arranged maybe very close to or very near to a straight line. Okay, and then we can say the second is called negative. When one is increasing or when value is increasing and the second value is decreasing. Okay, that is a negative values. And the third is called non correlation. Okay, there's no relationship with each data. They're just scattered at all the places or all the space in the coordinate. Okay, that is a correlation here. And the third is called the strength of correlation. So maybe we have a strong correlation means that the lines or the points lies on a line and very close to a straight line or straight imaginary line. Okay. And the weak correlation means that the points follow a general trend and they're scattered randomly. Okay. So there's have a very far distance to a straight line. Okay. That is it. And then we also have the meaning of the line of best fit. So maybe for example, like we have several points so being as here, the line of best fit must be this line, right? So maybe if you draw a blue line, this is a mistaken line and it's not a best fit line, okay? It doesn't follow the rules or it doesn't follow the trend for each of the point, okay? So we can say here, we have to find the closest line or the point in the graph, okay? That is a line of best fit. And for last problem is for making the predictions. Okay, so we can say, like here, like we can just trying to using the point and to connect each point with straight lines, and that there's a direct proportion right here. Okay, that is a line of the like the best fit. Okay, and also here's a little bit practice for you. So you can just try to do this, but this is a very easy answer for you, okay? So if our first problem is describe the expected correlation between age of the car and the value of car, okay? So maybe we can say age of car increase, that the value of car must be decreased, right? Okay? So there is not a correlation, there is not a linear relationship, right? And for second problem, and describe the expected correlation between shoe size and IQ score, right? So maybe here, there's not a very clear relationship between them. There's not a linear relation. There's not a positive or a negative, right? So maybe there's no relationship. They're random. Okay, there's no relation between them. And the third problem is that a student draws a line of best fit for the scattering diagram, shows the height and weight, and they use it to predict the weight of someone who is 2.5 meters tall. Okay, so what is the mathematical terms for this? We can say it's a positive fit or positive correlation, right? Okay. So, and why this is dangerous? Because sometimes, maybe for people, he's very high, but he's very thin, right? Also, for another people, he is very short, but he has a very big weight, right? This is a possible situations, okay? So because this is not very correct, and this may be dangerous for the prediction, okay? And for the last problem, what is a critical rule regarding the number of points above or below a well-drawn line of best fit, okay? So maybe we can making sure that the point on the straight line, maybe here is for x and here is for y best fit line. And we'll make sure that the x to the y, this is a real value, their distance or y best fit minus the y real, that they have a very small distance or very small differences. So we can say that is a best drawn line, or we can say that is a best fit line, okay? That is for this, how to understanding for the scattering diagram right here, okay? So I hope you can just understanding for how to find the relationship with each data and what is a positive correlation and what is a negative correlation and what is a random correlation, okay? They're very important for you to understand them. And maybe in our test, we will give you a very small blank to fill into it, okay? So that's for today's our lesson. See you guys day. Bye.